Good morning, everyone. I am Jyoti Vishnoi, your English teacher. Dear students, when you wake up early in the morning, you have to decide and make choice whether to get up or sleep more. If you wake up at a fixed time, then you get ready for your school and your school routine starts. It means that a choice made by you determine your future course of action. You can think of many other examples of your daily routine where you have to make choices. For example, after 10th class, you have to opt either for science, commerce, or humanities, and the choices taken by you decide your future career. What would you say is the most important decision you have ever made so far in your life? How did you make this decision? Are you happy with it? Or looking back, do you have some kind of the regrets? Suppose you are traveling and you will reach a diversion. At that time, you have to decide what road you have to choose so that it may lead you to your destination. In the same manner, the poem we are going to read and enjoy today is dealing with the two roads that are equally lying in front of the poet, and we will see which road he takes and why. What are the consequences of his decision of taking that road? The poem, The Road Not Taken, is composed by an American poet, Robert Frost. Robert Frost belongs to Romantic period of English literature, which has the description of the nature, elements of feelings, emotions, and imagination. The poem is autobiographical, written in 1912, when the poet had to take the momentous decision of leaving his country, US, to settle down in London. The most important work of Robert Frost are Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, Mending Wall, Fire and Ice, and many more. Now, students, we are dealing with the poem. The poem, The Road Not Taken, by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. One day, the poet was traveling through the forest. He reached a place where the road which he was traveling on got diverted into two in a dry yellow forest. He was in a dilemma, as he could not travel on both the roads, and he was the only traveler to take the decision to follow one of the two roads. He stood there for a long time. He looked down for one road as far as he could. He looked at it to the end where the first road bent in the undergrowth. Now we are going to have a sight in the different poetic devices used in these lines. So the first poetic device which we are observing, that is the use of the imagery. In the very first line, two roads diverge in a yellow wood. Imagery is used as it creates a picture in our mind. The word two roads are used as a metaphor, comparing the roads to the choices, decisions we make in life. The speaker is a traveler on the road of life who wishes that he could go both directions and avoid making a decision. Assonance is also used in the line two roads diverge in a yellow wood, as in this line O sound is repeated in roads and woods. Symbolism is also used in these lines. The word yellow and the word wood. In these two words, symbolism is there. For example, the word yellow. The word yellow symbolizes the light and hope that the speaker is standing before. His future is bright and stretches before him. Though the paths are equally lit, but he have to choose one of them. Similarly, in the word wood, the poem is set in the wood because we get an image of quiet, deserted place where the speaker is left alone to decide. There are no road signs or people to stop and ask for direction. Similarly, there are no signs in life designed to help people choose their path. I think that these lines are clear to you. Now we move forward. Then the next lines. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. So in these lines, the poet, he is now just in a kind of as we know that in the previous lines we know that he was just looking towards the first road, and he looked till it reaches the poet saw the road reaching some kind of the undergrowth. Now in these lines, the poet, then he decided to take the second road, as it was just and fair, because it was full of wild grass and it wanted to be travelled by someone. The poet took the challenge of the second road, as both the roads are equally lying in front of him. But the second road did not have any leaves trodden black. As far as poetic device is concerned, personification is used in the line because it was grassy and wanted wear. Here, the word wanted, that is used for human. Wanted is a human need. And here the road is being personified as showing some kind of the need of the traveler to travel on. Now the next line. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So now the poet, he is telling us that he kept the first road for some another day, that he might travel on that road if he would come back after traveling on the second road. He knew it very well that how one will lead to another. He had some doubts whether he would be able to come back or not. Regarding poetic device, repetition is used here in the line, yet knowing how way lead on to way. Due to the repetition of the word way in this line, we can say that repetition is used here. Now the next line. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. I am again repeating the last two lines, very important. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. So the poet wants to convey, he just to us his imagination about the future. After taking his decision of traveling on the second road, he imagined himself telling his future generations with regrets what life would have been if he had walked the more traveled path, though the path he actually chose that made all the difference in his life. So the most important line, that is, he took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference, that contain the central idea of the poem. Now the poetic device in this lines, in the above mentioned lines, imagery is used in the line, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, as it creates an image of the poet telling this with sigh in his future time. So after just having a kind of gist of the poem, and after having some kind of the understanding of this poem, now we can have a contemplation, we can think about the theme of the poem. So the theme is the two roads diverging in a wood that represent the choices we make in our life. We all have to make choices at one point or another in our life. The choices we make determine our future course of action of the life. Choices once made can never easily be altered or changed. And the same, the message, that is, different people don't do different things, they do things differently. We should not follow the mad rat race, rather we should do whatever we want to do by following our true inner voice of our heart. And if we will do this thing, only then, like the poet, we can say that our that decision has made all the difference. Thank you.